They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my yes, you said. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mass shooters. That was designed fast for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a
All right. Shalom, Israel. You live with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Priest and Captain Soccer will hold down the class live from Memphis, Tennessee. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have classes here in Memphis from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. For all the brothers and sisters tuning in, if you got family, loved ones, people you care about in the Memphis, Tennessee, and surrounding areas, get them in contact with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Since 1969, the ISUPK has been teaching so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? The truth is that so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians descend from the greatest people that have ever walked the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And in the year 2026, there's nothing more important than for God's chosen people to learn the truth of who we are, where we come from, and what our purpose is on this earth. So what we like to do with these classes is give brothers and sisters an opportunity to go into this book called the Bible, to gain the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that the Most High has put inside of this book, so that we can come back to being the people he called us to be and reclaim our righteous place on the earth as kings, priests, princesses, and daughters of Zion. With that being said, I'd like to start the class off with questions. If any brothers and sisters have any questions, you can type them in. If there's any questions in the room, raise your hand. And if there are no questions, we'll get into the topic of tonight's class. What you see on the screen is New Age, Same Oppression. All right. New Age, Same Oppression. So give y'all a second to come with any questions. Give y'all a second to like and share the class. We can get brothers and sisters in here. And if there are no questions, then we'll go ahead and get into the topic. All right. Bear with me. I need to get my light situated. Just light shining in here. Bear with me. All right. Okay. Get this light. Okay. Turn that way. Gotta get the light shining. And then I dropped the light. Bear with me 1 second, y'all. All right. All right, there we go with the light. Don't have any questions, so let's go ahead and get into it. Today, a jury in Texas came back with a verdict in the Karmelo Anthony trial. Karmelo Anthony is a young brother, 17 years old, down there in Texas, who unalived a fellow student at a track meet a couple years ago. We had the brother on trial for murder. You know what I'm saying? The way the story was told, the young brother was at the track meet, had a rain delay. The brother went and ducked up under a tent to get out the rain. The young white boy and his twin brother, a couple other students, told the brother that because he didn't go to their school, he had to get from under their tent. They attacked him, tried to rough him up. The brother had a knife on him, pulled it out his bag, stabbed the white boy in the chest. The white boy collapsed and died. And the young brother, was put on trial. Before the trial started, they had a jury selection process. In the state of Texas, if they find that the case is not racially charged, then there's no responsibility for the state to make sure that the jury has a diverse group of jurors. So this is a case where a young black boy killed a young white boy, but they said it wasn't no racial undertones to the case, so it was okay for there to be an all-white jury. They had their witnesses called, had their deliberations, and of course the brother's found guilty. Being that he was 17 years old when all this occurred, I'm pretty sure in the state of Texas, they're going to charge the brother as an adult. Murder, in the first degree as an adult, murder in the second degree, I think a second degree murder as an adult. I think the time is, 15 to 25 to life or something like that. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people are upset that the young brother is, seemingly life is over, right? You finally get a conviction like this, people know going forward, the chances of this brother being able to recover from this is, slim to none, right? And I wish that there was a way to find some comfort in this case. I wish there was some words that I could speak that would make, black people feel better or help you wrap your minds around what took place. Unfortunately, being black in America, what happened to Karmelo Anthony is not anything that's new. What happened to Karmelo Anthony is not something that's shocking. It's not something that's rare. what happened to Karmelo Anthony is pretty status quo for America. Anytime there's an incident with a black man involving a white man or a black child involving a white child, regardless of the situation and the circumstances, they're going to find a way to condemn the black child and find a way for vindication or justice for the white. And that's exactly what took place in this situation with this young brother and with these devils, right? I'm going to go into the Bible today and show you that what happened to Karmelo Anthony today is something that has always been happening to God's chosen people in the land of our oppressor. In the face of the evil that we, are faced with and that we deal with this oppressor, this is something that if we were taught the Bible, this is something that if church gave us the truth, we would understand, we would know. It wouldn't be shocking. It wouldn't take us by surprise. It wouldn't garner the, vitriol reaction that a lot of us have when we see things like this taking place. And so that's what we're going to go into today. All right. So first, I want to get you some scriptures that is the Most High addressing that these things like this taking place is not right. It's not justified. You understand? Because of the lies of religion, because of the lies of the church, we think that things are happening today are happening in a vacuum. We believe that the world that we live in is not a world that is addressed by God in the scriptures. We look at the injustice, we look at some of these travesties, and we think, the Bible is an old book. The Bible is something from the past, and those things that happen in the Bible are things of a time that's foregone. And, because we live in such a modern society and a modern world, surely there's no answers for the situations that we're dealing with today in this old book. When the reality is nothing could be further from the truth. The Bible is as up to date as today's headlines. You understand? There's nothing that is transpiring on the earth, nothing that is happening among civilization and among human beings that the Bible does not address and deal with. Once again, because of religion, because of the lies that we've been taught, because of what's been promoted to us, in these religions, we don't know the truth about God. We don't know the truth about the Bible. We don't know that a lot of these things that we are dealing with in society are just reoccurrences of things that happened in the past. We don't know that the things going on in the world today are things that God warned us about, coming to pass many, many, many years ago. And so it's important that when we see these things coming to pass, when we see these events transpiring in society, we able to go into the Bible and get some knowledge and get some wisdom and get some understanding that this is not anything that's new to the Lord. This is not anything that's new, you understand, to our struggle and our plight against this oppressor. All right, so that's what we're going to get into today. But first, I'm going to get some scriptures, like I said, addressing the verdict and addressing the injustice that brothers like Karmelo Anthony is facing. All right. So bear with me 1 second, John. I'm trying to pull something up. Trying to get this other camera going so I can. The class looking a little bit crisper. I don't know what's been going on. See something? Bear with me. Y'all just bear with me while I try to get this together. Hold on. Damn, bro. Nope. Even that's moving slow. I don't know what's going on. Hey, give me a 3 in the chat if you're watching the class online. Give me a 3 if the class looks like it's moving slow. If the video looks like it's blurry. Just give me a 3 if the video is not coming through clear, if it's coming through looking like it's blurry, or if it's looking like it's, not streaming cleanly. Give me a 3 in the chat if the visuals is not looking good. If everything is looking good, if I'm sounding good, if nothing is wrong with the stream at all, just give me a 1. Give me a 1 if everything looks perfectly fine, everything looks good. Give me a 3 if it's looking slow and looking laggy. All right. Give me a 3 if it's looking slow, looking laggy. So I'm getting a lot of 3s, which means is looking slow and looking laggy. It's not blurry, but it is lagging. Okay. Trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, everybody give me threes, Most High in Christ. So it's not just me. It looking like it's blurry on my screen. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't just me on my computer. It's a little slow, but everything is okay. All right, I just did something, so hopefully it gets better. Y'all let me know over the next 30 seconds or so. As I'm talking and speaking and going to these scriptures, if it starts to seem like it's moving better, like it's not moving slow anymore, I want y'all to give me a 4 in the chat. Just give it about 2 minutes. If there's no more lag, if there's no more looking like it's moving slow, then give me a 4 in the chat. I see all the threes. Everybody says moving slow. Over the next 10 or so minutes, if it starts to look better, if there's no more lag, and just give me a 4 that I know I fixed the problem. All right. Let's go ahead and get into some of these scriptures concerning the injustice that brothers like Karmelo Anthony have suffered in this hell that we call America, for many, many years in this country. We live in a system that is very unjust. It's very oppressive. It's designed for us to lose. It's designed for God's people to, never win, never have justice. And it's important that we understand that the evil that we experience at the hands of white people ultimately are the repercussions of our disobedience to the Most High, meaning our oppressor is evil, and the things they do to us is absolutely horrible, but they are not blameless. So they are not blameless, right? They're evil. However, we could get out from under their oppression if we obeyed the Most High. If we became a righteous nation, if we became a people that were obedient to the laws and the rules and the culture that the Most High gave us, then we would be able to overthrow this oppressor. We would be able to fight and get free. The reason why we have not been able to overthrow them, the reason why we have not been able to get free is because we continue to disobey the Lord. You understand? And it's our disobedience which keeps us in captivity. Not to say that our oppressor is guiltless, not to say that we shouldn't look at the oppressor as the devil. He is the devil. However, we have a accountability that we must face, which is that our oppressor would go away. They would be back in the caves and in cages where they're supposed to be if we became the people that God called us to be. And so with situations like this Karmelo Anthony case, it's sad and it's horrible to watch it happen. At the same time, the reaction and the response that we must have is, man, we got to serve the Lord more. Man, I wish Karmelo Anthony knew the truth. I wish that brother knew the white man was the devil. I wish he knew that he would not get justice and he would not be able to win a case if he did something to these devils that were bullying him. I wish somebody had told him, if these devils try you out, just run, just leave. He shouldn't have wanted to sit under the tent with them devils anyway. He should not have wanted to be around them. If it's raining outside and there's a tent and there's devils up under there, niggas stand in the rain. Get rained on, get wet. I wish that Karmelo Anthony knew who his enemy was. I wish he knew who the devil was. Then the brother would have never been in that position. But because of the lies of religion, the lies of Christianity, and the void of leadership in our community, young brothers like Karmelo Anthony does not know what he's up against. He does not know that there's an entire system that's designed to find a way to throw them in prison and throw away the key. The system was designed for Karmelo Anthony to go to prison for the rest of his life, whether he unalived the white boy or not. And Karmelo Anthony was unaware of the game that's being played and how the system is rigged against him, and he's a victim. Everybody understands. Now, how do we avoid another Karmelo Anthony? We got to recognize the truth. We got to go in this Bible and find out what God tried to warn us so that we would avoid situations like what happened with Karmelo Anthony. And that's what we're going to go into today, all right? First of all, let me get let's get Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22. Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22, all right? This scripture here directly addresses not only what happened with this Karmelo Anthony situation, but with so many other brothers who have gone to prison and lost their lives to the system that was designed against us. Everybody understands. This is you situations like what happened with Karmelo Anthony. You cannot look at them as isolated incidents. You cannot look at them and say, well, that's just one brother, that's just one man. No, what happens to one man happens to all of us. You understand? The consequences of one man's actions, they affect all of us. You know what I mean? The evil reputation that we gain, it happens to all of us. So we cannot look at this Karmelo Anthony situation. And that's the evil thing that religion has taught us. Christianity has taught us that we are all individuals and God is dealing with us one-on-one. That is not in the Bible. Christianity has taught us that, God deals with every individual person and not deal with races as a whole. All throughout this Bible, you find God dealing with races as a whole, dealing with nations as a whole, dealing with families as a whole. You understand? When the Lord sent Saul into the land of the Amalekites, he told Saul to kill all the Amalekites, unalive all the Amalekites, unalive all their children, unalive the goats and the horses and the cows, the women, everybody. Don't bring nothing back. Why? Because that was God's judgment against that whole race of people. When the Most High prophesied slavery on the children of Israel, he didn't say some of y'all was going to go into slavery. He didn't say the bad ones was going to go into slavery. He said all y'all going to go into slavery with ships, and you're not going to see your homeland again. In the book of Obadiah, the prophecies against the children of Edom, it's not about one or two families of Edomites. It's about the whole nation that the Most High is going to destroy, that the Most High is going to wipe off the face of the earth. We must understand that in this Bible, the consequences and the repercussions for sin and for dishonor doesn't just apply to one person. If it happens to one of us, it happens to all of us. But Christianity has calls for Black people to not even see one another and see the struggles of another brother as your struggle as well. Well, let's see what the Bible says. This is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22. It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. You understand? It doesn't say this is a person or this is a family. It said this is a people. Speaking what about a nation? This is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivers, for a spoil, and none says restore. Who are the people that God is talking about? It's talking about the children of Israel. Today, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We are the people that are thrown away in the prisons. We the people that's captured in traps, entrapment, snared in holes, in solitary confinement. And guess what? Nobody comes and sets us free. Nobody comes and redeems us. When we not guilty, we go to jail. Nobody come and say, listen, man, you're not guilty. Let's get you out. They'll get 40 years of slavery out of a Black man. 40 years later, oh yeah, DNA found that you wasn't there. There was another killer that committed that confessed to the crime 15 years ago, but it got lost in the shuffle and in the mix. People look at that movie Life that Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy made like it was a funny movie. Life was a serious movie about the serious evil that has occurred in this country to many Black men. There's plenty of brothers that's thrown in prisons and hidden away and didn't even do it. Karmelo Anthony is another one of those brothers. You understand? The system was designed for us to be robbed and spoiled, snared in holes and hidden in prison houses, for nobody to deliver, for nobody to come and say, get out of there. You didn't do it. Let's keep reading Isaiah chapter 42, verse 23. Who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Who's going to pay attention to what the Lord is saying? Who's listening? You understand? Verse 24. Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers? Who gave us up to be spoiled? Who gave us up to be robbed? Reading on. Did not the Lord, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law. You understand? These things are going to keep happening to us. Why? Because the Lord has given us up for a spoil. The Lord has put us in the position where these devils can take advantage of us. Now, did the Most High make Karmelo Anthony unalive that white boy? No, he did not. You understand? Did the Most High make men sell drugs and get choppers and unalive their brother and rob and steal? No, he did not. But it's us not knowing the Most High, being void of his knowledge and understanding. That's where we're going to end up. We're going to play right into the hands of our oppressor. We're going to fall right into the trap that they set. Why? Because we don't know the Most High, because we weren't taught the truth. It's a horrible, evil thing to look at the crack epidemic and say, nobody forced them to smoke crack. Yeah, nobody forced nobody to smoke crack in the 80s. But you know what? The church did not warn black people that you shouldn't be doing drugs. The church did not go in the Bible and show you in Proverbs 16 and 27, 16 and 29, the Lord said that evil man digs up evil, and in his lips is as a burning fire. They didn't go in the Bible and show you that God was against smoking. They didn't go in the Bible and show you that the Most High said burning incense to other gods is an abomination. They didn't tell you that smoking tobacco and smoking opium and smoking poppy and smoking cocoa was a sin. So when crack hit the scene, niggas just wanted to get high. Just wanted to get high and feel better, and wasn't nobody warning them. Hell, the damn pastor was on crack. God isn't forcing these things on us, but it's our disobedience that is allowing it to happen. The white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, and he is going to do evil. And not knowing the Most High, being void of the knowledge of God, we're going to fall right into the traps that our oppressor set. And that's what happened to Karmelo Anthony. You understand? Let's drop that. Let's get the book of Ecclesiastes. Let's get Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 1. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 1. If any brothers or sisters out there, if any officers out there want to come in and read, any troopers want to come read, just let me know, man. I'll put the link in the chat for you to join in, all right? If anybody has any questions they want to ask, online, just let me know what your questions are, and I'll answer them, all right? These questions are interactive, man. For anybody that's tuning in, you can ask your questions. Any question you have pertaining to the Bible, pertaining to life, we'll get the answers for you. And if I don't have the answer, I'll tell you I don't have the answer, and you can just go ahead and tune in. You can go ahead and I'll get the answer for you and give it to you in a later class. All right, so let me go ahead. Officer Michael, I say here, come in and read Most High Christ the Water. They go to the link right there if anybody want to jump in. If anybody want to jump in and read, hold up, that's not what I meant to do. Hold on. All right. Let me go ahead and read Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 1. Ecclesiastes 4 and 1 says, "So I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun. And behold, the tears of such as were oppressed, and they had no comforter." You go and you turn on the TV and you see the family of Karmelo Anthony, they crying. And there's nobody that can comfort them. They sad, and they know their boy's life is gone now. It's over. He in the system now. And there's nothing they can do. There's people outside the courtroom crying and sad because they know what that verdict means. All across this country, there's brothers and sisters who, it's horrifying. It's saddening. It's demoralizing to see the evil and the horrors of this system working against us. To know all the details of the case and to know what that brother was up against and to know how they, tried to, jump him and came at him and he defended himself. We know the damn stand your ground law. We expecting that justice would prevail. Then we have to watch the system don't work in for us. We have to watch the system, do the opposite of what we expected to do. And it's a sad thing. Solomon is saying here, he saw all the oppressions that's done under the sun. And on the side of those who are oppressed, there is no comforter. Reading on. Is the middle of verse 1. Salaki, shalom, Mike. Yep, Shashabra Kathar.
Excellent. How about you, Qatar? Police officer 500 Michael Lot tuning in, sir. What's going on at 112, sir?
I'm good to go. The water. I appreciate it. If you
crazy.
could, you go ahead and read Ecclesiastes 4:1. Read the whole verse.
Kind of the one con, sir. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 1. So I returned and considered all of the oppressions that are done under the sun. And behold, the tears of such as were oppressed, and they had no comforter. And on the side of the oppressors, there was power, but they had no comforter.
You understand? On the side of those who are oppressed, there's tears and no comforter. On the side of those who are the oppressors, there's power on their side. They got power. You understand? They can make things happen. They can use the system to their benefit. They have influence. You understand? But on the side of the oppressed, there is no comforter. There's no one that tells them everything is going to be all right. There's nobody to make them feel better. There's no words that can be said, that can be spoken, that's going to change the outcome, that's going to change the situation. The oppressors have power on their side. That's what comforts them. Power is what allows them to keep their head up high, keep going. But on the side of those who are oppressed, there's nothing that can comfort them. Now, I'm about to pull up a picture. I saw this picture a few days ago, and I didn't want to believe it was true. I didn't want to accept that it was reality. But this is the crux of the Karmelo Anthony case in this picture right here. Go ahead and pull it up for y'all. This picture right here tells you everything that you need to know about what transpired in the Karmelo Anthony case. I saw this picture. I didn't need to see nothing else. Hold on, bear with me. Get this off the screen. All right. Now, in this picture right here, what you have is John Metcalf is Austin Metcalf's dad, the victim in the Karmelo Anthony case. Also in the picture is John Roach, who was the judge, and Greg Willis, who was the defense, who was the DA. What do you mean, the prosecutor in the case? Before Karmelo Anthony even stepped foot in the courtroom, the judge, the DA, the district attorney, and the judge were friends. They knew each other. They hung out together. They had drinks. They laughed and they, cheered and had good times with each other. How the hell was Karmelo Anthony supposed to stand a chance? How the hell was Karmelo Anthony supposed to, get any justice? He wasn't. Right. There was never a circumstance in which Karmelo Anthony was going to go free. Because the son of the boy that he unalived, defending himself, that boy's father was friends with the judge and the district attorney. And this is our life in America.
Just like it, sir, if I could.
Go ahead.
Throw out of one. And it's just such a shame to these Christian leaders that keep leading us astray, because even with his lawyer, right, I'm pretty sure they paid them good money, man. And it's like, how you didn't do your homework and how you missed this. And even if you missed this, how you didn't even, call for like a, when you seen the jury selection, why you didn't even try to go against the jury selection? Like, what kind of, like, shame on his lawyers, sir. Like,
what you said is right. In that system, those lawyers are all friends with each other. They all friends with the judge. Now, I don't know Karmelo Anthony's family situation, but I know they wasn't rich. I'm pretty sure Karmelo Anthony had a court-appointed lawyer. If not a court-appointed lawyer, he had a cheap lawyer. And that cheap lawyer knows that if he fights on behalf of this young black boy, he's dead in that town. He's dead in that state. He'll never get another case. He'll never get another favorable decision. I've been in rooms where those lawyers get together and they pull out cases and they say, look, man, you give me this guy, I'll give you, 30 days in probation, but this other one over here, I'll make him plead to 5 years. and they just stand there and they swap you out, man. They'll make deals over your dead body, make deals over your life.
Come,
A
come,
deal was made over the life of Karmelo Anthony.
come,
You
come.
understand? And again, because the church has lied to us, because religion has made us to not understand the Bible and not understand God, we think that these things are happening in a vacuum. We think that the criminal justice system being rigged against black people is something that's new in the earth. I'm telling you, it's not. The court system in America is patterned after the court system that was in Rome, which is patterned after the court system that was in Egypt, and they've been throwing black men in jail without cause for 5,000 years.
Right.
The thing that happened to Karmelo Anthony today, it happened to black men 400 years. It happened to Emmett Till 60 years ago. It's happening to black men 60 years before that. It was happening, and of course, we all know about slavery. I take you back in the Bible to the days of Jesus Christ walking the earth. They were throwing men in jail without charges for no reason. I could take you all the way back to Egypt in the Bible and show you Joseph being thrown in jail and he didn't even do nothing. A white woman lied on him and said, not a white woman, an Egyptian woman lied on him and said he did something, and with no evidence, they threw Joseph in jail. And Joseph was in jail for years behind a lie. The criminal justice system in America is the same as all the other criminal justice systems that our oppressors have ever had.
Come.
And God said that on the side, read Ecclesiastes 4:1 one more time.
Come, another one, come, sir. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 1. So I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun. And behold, the tears of such as were oppressed, and they had no comforter. And on the side of their oppressors there was power, but they had no comforter.
You understand? On the side of the oppressors, there's power. On the side of the oppressed, there's no comforter, just tears.
Right.
And that's what you see right here. On this picture is the family of Austin Metcalf, his father, his mother, the judge, and the DA. They all friends, they all buddies, and they all got together and said, we're going to make this nigga pay for what he did to your boy. And that's what happened in Karmelo Anthony's situation. You understand? It's a cruel and evil, unjust situation, but it's the result of us not knowing the truth. It's the result of us not knowing the Most High. It's the result of us living under our oppressor. Everybody understands?
Right, come, sir.
Let's drop that. Let me get on. Bear with me. Hold on. Get Psalms chapter 10.
Come.
Psalms chapter 10. I'll give you the verse in a second. Give me a second.
Another one, come. Get Psalms chapter 10, verse 2. Yeah, get Psalms chapter 10, verse 2. We'll just go with that one. Come, sir. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 2. The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
You understand? The wicked in his pride does persecute the poor. let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Everybody understands. Most High said that the wicked, because of their pride, they persecute the poor. That's what's going on with Karmelo Anthony. You know what I'm saying? That's what goes on with so many young black brothers and sisters who go to court and don't have the money to pay for a good lawyer, don't have the money to pay for a sound defense. We live in a system that is not set up the way that the Lord set up his system. We have a culture in the court system that is not set up the way that God established it in the Bible. The Most High in the Bible told us to not be respecters of persons. Meaning what? No matter how much money somebody has, no matter how rich or poor they are, you look at their situation and look at their case and you deal with it on an individual basis. You don't look at somebody because they rich, because they got money and decide one way. You don't look at, who you know and who you buddies with and be favorable to them in the case. But this justice system that's set up by our oppressors is not the justice system that is in the Bible. You understand? America tells you straight up, justice is blind in this country. You understand? Justice can't see, but it's a hypocrisy. Justice is not blind in America. Justice is looking and weighing who has the most money, who's paying, who do I know, who's white, who's black. That's how right and wrong is determined in this country. You understand? And it's what does it mean that it's the wicked in his pride does persecute the poor? The wicked believe that they will never have to pay for the evil they've done. They believe there's never going to be a day of retribution. There's never going to be a time for consequences and repercussions. They believe that there's never going to come a day where they're going to have to answer to their evil. They're going to have to pay for their crimes. The Bible, however, tells us that the day of the Lord's vengeance is coming, that there is going to come a day where everyone that's done evil is going to have to account for the evil that they've done. Everybody understands. And that is what we should be looking to for the Most High to judge in our favor. Everybody understands. We should be looking for the Most High to see the evil that's occurring and to intercede on our behalf. Like right now, Shalak, you don't think that it's a small thing or coincidence that this Karmelo Anthony verdict is coming a week after the verdict of the brother down there in Carolina. The white man is trying to provoke black people to jealousy. He's trying to provoke us to seek vengeance on our own. He's trying to get us into the streets rioting and being mad and rebelling against the system so that they can be justified in doing evil against us. Right. I look at that I watched the damn basketball game last night. At the end of the basketball game, New York Knicks lost. I see nothing but videos of New Yorkers in the street beating up people that got on Spurs jerseys. You know what I'm saying? They beating up white guys walking down the street, and it's the evidence that the white man is going to use to destroy black people. Right. They'll find any excuse, anything that they can do to get you out in the streets to break stuff and to riot, so they can say, see, look at these people, they out of control, they're monsters. That's what they're going to use. They use the goddamn basketball game to demonize black people. But we have to recognize and take accountability that we have a role to play in walking into the traps they set for us. God does not want us rioting over this Karmelo Anthony verdict. The Lord does not want us going out and breaking and looting because of the what's his name? Christian Benford. What's the brother's name that was unalived in Carolina?
It's like the one, Cyrus Carmack Belton.
Cyrus Carmack. One more time.
Cyrus Carmack Belton.
Cyrus Belton. You understand? They want us to riot over Cyrus Belton. We cannot riot over Cyrus Belton. We see these evil, horrible things happen. We have got to call on the Most High. We have got to send prayers up to the Lord to see the evil and to see the horrors that are occurring. And we have to let the Most High be the one that'll get us vengeance. We have to let the Most High be the one that'll get justice for us. Everybody understands? Your oppressor is trying everything he can. He's putting out all the stops to try and get us to fight, to try and get us to show how angry we are. We have to show how angry we are by turning to the Lord. Everybody understands? Let me get give me hold on. Get Isaiah 35:4. Isaiah 35:4. Matter of fact, Isaiah 35:3.
Kind of the one kind.
And read on down to verse 5.
Kind of the one kind. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 35:3. Strengthen ye the weak hands, and confirm the feeble knees. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your power will come with vengeance. Even God, so like I said it right?
You said power right, and the second one is the Most High.
Come with kind, says the water. Your power will come with vengeance. Even the Most High with a recompense. He will come and save you. Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped.
Everybody understands. The Most High foreseen these events. He knew the days that we would be living in where we wouldn't have any justice, where we would have to bear witness to the suffering and the indignity, of being oppressed, and then that being anyone to comfort us, of our families having to watch their children get snatched away from them and sentenced to life in prison or 25 years in prison over something that they shouldn't have even been responsible for having happened. You understand? Nobody speaks up about the injustice of this boy getting jumped and defending himself. Nobody speaks up about him not being the aggressor and him not, being the one that started the altercation. Damn that. They said he murdered somebody and he gonna disappear. Well, the Lord said, strengthen the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees, meaning tell everybody it's okay to feel powerless. It's okay to not be able to stand this evil. It's okay. You're sad, you're mourning, you're in grief. It's okay. You should mourn. You should grieve. You should be vexed. You should be, weakened by the evil that you are enduring. But guess what? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You understand? Be strong and know that the Most High is going to come with vengeance.
Right.
Know that our God is going to save us. He's going to recompense. He's going to pay them back for everything they've done. He's going to get them for all of the evil and the injustice that they've done to us. Everybody understands? And in hearing that, the Lord said that the blind would be able to see and the deaf would be able to hear. We are in the days of the blind seeing and the deaf hearing. We've been on the street since 1969 saying the white man was the devil. They told us that we was racist. They told us that, we was spreading hate. I remember I came in the truth right after Barack Obama got elected. Man, they told us that we lived in a post-racial America, that racism was over with because Barack Obama got elected. Here we are, 2016. Where those people at now? I don't even see the arguments no more, Makola. I don't even get a nigga saying we wrong for what we saying no more. I don't even hear nobody saying we racist, we spreading hate. All I hear is, I hear what you're saying, brother, but is that the way you should say it? Like now, they not even mad at what we saying. It's how we saying it. I remember the time, Mark, they wanted us to get off the streets because we was making black people look bad. We were making black people look unappreciative. Those rich Negroes wanted us to shut the hell up about the racism and the evil of America. We got a black president. Foolish. How foolish were you? How silly were you to think that because Barack Obama got elected, that racism was over? Everything happening right now is the reaction to Barack Obama getting elected. And it's sad. I'm saddened that I've lived through enough of these to where the hurt ain't the same anymore. I remember Young and the Truth and Eric Garner happened. That was during Barack Obama's presidency. Eric Garner got choked out over Lucy cigarettes, and we just knew that something was going to be done. We knew that Barack Obama was going to say something. Nope, nothing happened. After Eric Garner was Philando Castile. Brother in the car, he tried to show the officer that he got his gun license, killed him in the car with his woman and his daughter in the back seat. Then it was Sandra Bland, and it was Trayvon Martin. All of these unalivings of black people occurred on Barack Obama's watch. as he was the president. And we spoke about it, and we went on the street and we taught, and they told us that we was living in a post-racial America. They told us that we was wrong for the things that we was saying. They told us that, we were spreading hate. Now, everything that we've been saying, we're showing you that the Bible was right all along. The message for black people has got to be, now is the time that we turn to the Most High. Now is not the time to go riot. Now is not the time to protest. Now is not the time to go beat white people up. Don't go assaulting no Chinese man. Don't go breaking the windows out of they corner store. You just gather together with your people. Take your strength away from this place. Take your spirit out of this place. Withdraw your resources and your money and your love from this place and give it to your people, because they the ones that need it. Everybody understands?
Don't come.
Let's drop that. We dropping Isaiah 35. Hold up. Hold on. Where's the scripture? I'm looking for a scripture about waiting on the Lord. Or justice coming from the Most High. Let me get hold on. Hold up. Bear with me.
Come.
No, that's not it. I'm trying to. I got several of them. I'm trying to avoid the ones we always go to. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we can go to Revelation chapter 18. I'm trying to avoid Revelations 18. I'm trying to avoid what's the name? Let's get Romans 12 and 19. So let's just go to just get the one we know. Get Romans 12 and 19.
Come, right? This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord.
Everybody understands. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. You understand? We have to give place. We have to let, if we were to try to take vengeance in our own hands, then we don't allow for the Lord's judgment to have the full effect. We have got to remain peaceful in the face of all the oppression and the evil that we're facing. And when I say remain peaceful, meaning this, we don't have a choice but to accept that there's a system that is designed to operate against us. How do we fight that system? How do we, render the system effective? How do we render the system of no effect? Michael, I'm asking you as an officer. The scripture is saying, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. With the unaliving of Cyrus Belton, with the verdict against Karmelo Anthony, what does giving place to wrath look like for us? How do we recognize there's a system that's designed against us, fight against that system, but not take vengeance into our own hands? How do we do that?
So like I said, that is a precept for that. Would the precept be with that where we wrestle against principalities You know what I'm saying? As far as like how you said earlier, like we stop celebrating. You know, we separate from them.
Okay, you on it. Give me a little bit more. When you say we stop celebrating it, what does that mean? What are you talking about? Anybody else want to answer in the chat also? Just let me. The question I'm asking is, given the situation that occurred with Karmelo Anthony, right? Given the unalive of Cyrus Belton, we see in one case the China man he's not guilty. In the case of the black man defending himself, he's found guilty. We can look at countless cases where black people are found guilty and thrown in jail, but the perpetrators of crimes against us, they get to go free. How do we fight that system? How do we recognize it, acknowledge its evil, acknowledge it's built against us, not destroy it or fight to, go to war to end the system, but also, like, how do we fight the system without being violent, but also give way to the Lord's wrath? How do we make sure we ain't taking justice in our own hands and allow the Lord to be the one to give us justice? What does that look like? To not avenge yourselves. We in Romans 12 and 19, and I want the definition of avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. What does that look like in 2026? You want to take another shot at it, Makola?
Come on, sir. If I could, Baba sir.
Go ahead.
Throw out, sir. Would it be don't serve the white man, serve the Lord. Like, you know what I mean? You got 4th of July coming up. Don't celebrate that. You know what I'm saying? Stop supporting their businesses. Stop doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, live right so that, you know what I mean, like we don't have to deal with them and be in a court system where we getting judged by the unrighteous.
Okay, how does living right stop us from being judged by them? How does living right, what does living right do to make us, there's a certain answer I'm looking for, but you right when you say don't participate in their holidays, you know what I'm saying? Don't do the evil things that'll get us drawn in court. Live right is what you said. What is the result of us living right? What would living right take away from them? Hold on, bring you back in. Hold on. All right, you back in. Go ahead.
Okay, come on. Is what you're looking for? Like, that's how we destroy it?
How does living right destroy the system? How does living right affect the system?
Shit, I'm gonna go run this phone.
I think the brother might get cut off again. I'm waiting for him to come back in because he's on it.
Oh yeah, come on, sir. Can you hear me now?
All right, here, hold on, come on. Hold on, I'm about to pull you in now. Hold on. All right, go ahead.
Okay, come on, sir. Damn.
You on it when you said living right. We live right. We don't participate in none of their holidays.
Come on.
How does not participating fight the system? How is that fighting the system? And the answer to this is something that I was taught very young in the school, which has helped me tremendously throughout my life being in the truth.
Oh, it takes, like I said, it takes the power away from their system and it empower our system.
You on it. That first part. It takes the power away from their system. Living right takes the power away from their system. How? How does living right take the power away from their system?
Because the system is only strong because we power it by being wicked.
How does our wickedness power the system?
Because we don't serve the Lord, sir. We're not living righteous. Salakia. I'm trying to get it, sir. Salakia.
We working. We can walk down this road. How does living wickedly give their system power? How does disobeying the Lord give their system power? And you right. Everything you're saying is right. There's a certain phrase or word I'm looking for that'll make it crystal clear to everybody. right?
Mm.
So if we don't sin, if we obey the Lord, we take power away from the system, right?
Right.
If
Come
we
con.
sin, if we disobey the Lord, if we obey, if we participate in their wickedness, we give power to the system.
Right. Come con.
What is taking place if we join their system? What does it do for us? And if we serve the Lord, what happens to their system? What does it take away from them?
It takes
We already
away power
understand
from
it's
them.
power, but there's one word that power over what? If we sin, we give them power over something. If we obey the Lord, we take away their power over something. What is the something that they have that we don't want them to have power over?
It's like it says, the power of the Lord's wrath.
No, not the power of the Lord's wrath. It's simple. It's one word.
Mm-hmm.
What does serving the Most High give you? If we obey the Lord, what does the Lord grant us?
Life.
Okay, yes, but disobeying, okay, you're right, but that's not the same word that would apply for serving their system. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
come
Meaning joining them doesn't mean we lose our life.
mm-hmm.
Joining them puts us
In captivity into them, so it'll free us from their system.
okay, so if we obey the Lord, we free. If we disobey, we in captivity, right?
Right, come sir.
Being in captivity under them, they have power to decide how they're going to deal with us, right?
Right, come.
If they deal with us evilly, then what have they not shown? If we give our oppressor power, he can choose to deal horribly with us, or he can choose to deal
righteously.
Not righteous. He never deals with us righteously.
Oh,
but he can show. What is it? If you
he can show mercy, sir. He can show mercy.
That's the word, mercy.
Okay, come on, slack. Throughout the God, throughout
we had
Lord service.
Mercy. If we disobey the Lord, we are at the mercy of our oppressors.
Okay, come on.
If we serve the Lord, they have no power over mercy. The mercy belongs to the Lord. We take away our oppressor's power when we obey the Lord.
Come.
When we disobey the Lord, when we join our oppressor, when we don't know to obey the Most High, we are at our oppressor's mercy.
Come.
Being at your oppressor's mercy is guaranteed destruction because they are not merciful.
Right.
They don't know what mercy is. They could have shown mercy to Karmelo Anthony, did they?
Lies, right?
They could have shown mercy to Cyrus Belton, did they?
Lies, right?
They could have shown mercy to Trayvon Martin, to Sandra Bland, to Philando Castile, to Freddie Gray, to who the brother that died in Houston that they choked till he couldn't breathe.
George Floyd, sir.
George Floyd. They could have shown mercy to George Floyd.
Right.
These people that we are in captivity under are not merciful.
Right.
So we cannot allow for ourselves to be at the mercy of them. What happened with Karmelo Anthony is because he didn't know the white man was the devil and he didn't know that these are your enemies, he allowed himself to be at their mercy.
Right.
He defended himself. He unalived the white boy and he put himself at the mercy of the court. Isn't that what they call it? Literally, the white man calls it being at the mercy of the court. Karmelo Anthony was at the mercy of the court. He's not getting no mercy. They're gonna throw the book at him.
Right,
They're gonna throw him under the jail. You understand? We cannot allow ourselves to be at the mercy of our oppressors. If we let's go back and read Romans. Let's read what we just read in Romans. Read Romans 12 and 19.
Come, sir. This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath.
Pause right there. Pause right there. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. Not avenging ourselves and giving place unto wrath is acknowledging that this is an evil system.
Right.
Acknowledging that this is a system that is stacked against us and designed to destroy us. And because of that, we are never putting ourselves at the mercy of the system.
Come.
That's how you rather give place unto wrath. We could go fight. We could go protest and break stuff. We could go unalive and get revenge. That would not be giving place unto wrath. That would be avenging ourselves. So the Lord is not saying be weak and be powerless and be at the mercy of these devils. He's saying serve me and be at my mercy.
Right.
If we put ourselves at the mercy of the Most High, then we give place to wrath. We allow the Lord to say, my people didn't even fight. My people humbled themselves. My people did not avenge themselves, so now I must avenge them. They did not seek their own justice. They turned to me, so now I got to give them justice.
Right.
That's what the Lord is requesting. And the way we give place to wrath, the way that we do not put ourselves at the mercy of the system is by not celebrating the 4th of July.
Right.
Not smoking weed and cigarettes. Not going to the strip club and throwing money and paying for sex.
Right.
Not lying and doing all the evil things that cause us to get involved with the oppressor.
Right.
You understand? A man and a woman getting an argument and a fight. Have your woman call the school to get counsel rather than calling the white man. Don't put yourself at the mercy of the white man. Call the priest of the Lord to see if we can figure this thing out, if we can solve the problem. That's how you give place to wrath. Everybody understands? What I was taught when I was young in the school, like, is you never do anything that'll put you at the mercy of the white man. Because he does not understand mercy. He's a beast.
Right.
He is a monster. Encountering the white man in the wild is like crossing paths with a bear or a wolf. You can't run into a bear or a wolf in the wilderness and be like, okay, Mr. Bear, don't eat me. All right, look, Bear, I'm gonna slowly walk away and I'm gonna just go back. I'm gonna go my way, Bear. You go your way. That bear, if he wants to, he's going to eat you.
Right,
The wolf, you can't see a wolf and say, all right, Mr. Wolf, don't go get your pack on me, man. I know y'all ain't eating and y'all hunting out here, but just, Mr. Wolf, leave me in the name of Jesus. You can't do that with the wolf.
Right,
the wolf is going to attack and eat you. The white man is the same way. You can't plead to their sensibilities.
Right.
You can't, appeal to their humanity. What humanity? White people don't have humanity. Right. They are beasts and monsters. They're bloodthirsty. So the best thing that you could do for yourself is never put yourself at their mercy. Never. This is what understanding this will do for your life. Live your life right so that you never have to plead with a white man for anything. When I get in my car, I put my seatbelt on and I drive the speed limit. You know why? Because if I get pulled over and I ask, and the cops say, do you know why I pulled you over? I'm going to confidently say, no, I don't. And when he tells me what I did to get pulled over, I'm going to say, no problem, officer. I'll take the ticket. He asked me for license and registration. Guess what? I'm giving him license and registration. He asked for insurance. I'm giving him insurance. Why? Because I'm not going to be at the mercy of this devil on the side of this road.
Right.
I'm going to give it to him because I have done no wrong. I've committed no crimes. I'm going to put myself at the mercy of the Most High. Everybody understands. Also, what are we taught in the school? Let's say you get profiled and the devil deals with you harshly. No problem. I'm not going to argue with you on the side of this road. You said I was doing 65 you said I was doing 68 in a 65. No problem, officer. I'll take the ticket. I'll sign it, and I'll go right to I ask the officer, could you give me your name and your badge number? Could you give me the precinct you work out of? And I'm going to get that information, and I'm going to go file a complaint.
Right.
I'm going to go file a complaint to his higher-ups, get him tied up with paperwork, explaining this racial profiling he did, and then I'm going to go about my business. But I'm not going to try to hold court on the side of the road. I'm not going to argue with this devil and fight with him over a ticket. I'll take the yes, sir, no, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. No. And depending on the situation, you can decide what you're willing to deal with and you're not willing to deal with. Could I check the vehicle? No, sir. You cannot check the vehicle. Why not? You hiding something, son? No, sir. I know my rights. You cannot search my vehicle. I didn't do anything wrong, sir. You said I was speeding. I've given you my license, registration, and insurance. I would just like to take the ticket, sir, and I would like to be able to go about my business. Well, son, we got suspicion of this and that. Listen, sir, I'm not giving you any of them not giving you any permission to search my vehicle. Now, if you want to violate my rights, if you're going to forcibly remove me from the vehicle, I'll get out the car. I'm going to follow any instructions you give me. But if you asking me, can you search my car? I'm telling you, no, you cannot search my car. Well, I'm going to need you to step out the vehicle, sir. I'll step out the vehicle, no problem. Put your hands behind your back, no sweat. Put me in the handcuffs. He go search my vehicle unlawfully, do whatever they want to do. Well, you know, we didn't find anything, sir. You free to go. Get your ticket, blah, blah, no problem, sir. If I just get your name and badge number, please, officer. What precinct do you work out of? Okay, no problem. I write that down and immediately go call my camp leader, tell him what happened, and go file a complaint.
Okay.
What I'm not going to do is argue, and I'm not going to call him the devil. White man, you the devil, you evil. I'm not going to do none of that on the side of the road. I'm not going to do none of that anywhere. I'm going to shut my mouth like Christ did. I'm going to be quiet, let him have, let's get that scripture, Salakia. So this is how we obey Romans chapter 12, verse 9. This is how we avenge not ourselves, but rather give place to wrath. You understand? For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. We got to put vengeance in the Lord's hands. We got to conduct ourselves in a way that the Lord can recognize they didn't even fight, they didn't rebel, they didn't even go and kick stuff over, they didn't set nothing on fire. You know what, man? I'm going to go give justice to my people. This is how we do that in the scriptures. Everybody understands. Let's get, hold on. And this is the knowledge that I wish Karmelo Anthony had. This is the knowledge that I wish Cyrus Belton had and understood in dealing with these devils and dealing with these oppressors. You understand? Matthew chapter 5, verse 25. You got it.
Kind of one kind, sir. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 25. Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison.
Everybody understands. Christ instructed his disciples, man, agree with thine adversary while in the way. You get pulled over on that side of the road, you just agree with the cop. Yes, sir, how you doing? Hey, roll down your window, son. I'll roll the window down. We ain't getting high in here. I ain't got no drugs. I ain't got no, I'm not trafficking nothing. I'm not committing no crimes. I live a righteous life, obedient.
Right.
He want the window rolled down, I roll down the window. He want the license and registration, I'm going to give him the license and registration. He tell me I'm speeding, I'm going to say, okay, sir, if you say so, I'll just take the ticket. Yeah, he asked me questions. You been drinking this evening? No, sir, I have not. Are you sure, son? Sir, I said I was not drinking. You know what, sir? I think I might need to search the vehicle. Sir, I did not give you permission to search the vehicle. Well, son, that's almighty suspicious of you to not want me to search the vehicle. Sir, I'm on my way home. I had a long day. If you're asking me for permission to search the vehicle, I'm not giving you permission to search my vehicle. Well, I might need you to get out that car, son. I don't like how you're talking. If you need me to step out the car, I'll step out the car. I still don't give you permission to search my vehicle. Yeah, Go ahead and get about the car. Step out the car. He's going to search the vehicle. He's going to put you in handcuffs. He's going to search the vehicle. You just bite your lip. Be quiet. Let them do their thing. They're going to search the vehicle. They'll find nothing. Then they'll say, all right, we're going to let you go. If you don't mind, so if I could just get your name and your badge number and what precinct you work out of. Okay, no problem. All right. Well, thank you so much. They give you the ticket. You sign it. Go about your business. That's what Christ is talking about. Agreeing with your adversary while you are in the way. While you're in the way with the adversary is not the time to go to camp. It's not the time to blaze on them and say, you white devils and God going to unalive you and Jesus going to put you in captivity when he returns. I don't even got no business with this devil. He ain't even the one I got to see. He ain't the judge. He ain't the jury. He ain't the one that has the power over me going to jail or not. Now, he could inconvenience me. He does have the power to lock me up and get my car towed. He could do all that if he wanted to. But I'm not going to put myself at his mercy.
Right.
I'm not putting myself in a position where this devil gets to decide these things. That's how you should live your life. In all that you do. You got a slavery, you got to pay taxes, pay them taxes. You don't want to be at the mercy of the IRS. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're doing something and it's a requirement. We go to camp. We don't go to camp without checking with the local precinct on the ordinances for the sound devices and how many people can be gathered and whether we can have signs and that. We do our due diligence to make sure we operating in compliance with all the laws. Why? Because we agreeing with our adversary while in the way. We're not going to put ourselves in a position to be arrested, to be thrown in jail. All the years I've been in the UPK, all the camps we done went to, all the streets that we done spoke on, we ain't never got locked up, never went to jail. Why? Because we know what we doing when we out there.
Right.
We put it in the Lord's hands that we at the mercy of the Lord. We are not at the mercy of these devils. And you know what? When you live your life that way, the oppressor respects you. When you live your life that way, the oppressor admires you. The oppressor says to himself, I can't do nothing to them. I wish I could. I can't even, if I wanted to, couldn't mess with them. You think all the years we've been on the streets teaching the white man is the devil, they don't want to lock us up? They don't want to put us in jail? You see the evil that's happening to black people. Why are we spared? Why do we get to speak so freely? Because we at the mercy of the Most High. We are not at the mercy of the white man. Everybody understand?
Right.
And because we are not at the mercy of the white man is powerless to do anything against us. Now, let me get
It's like if I could, we're so here about what you said and how you say you about wishing the brother had, he knew he had his knowledge and so he could have been at the mercy of the Lord. Because when I think about it, that's the one time where brothers in the world kind of can sign the same as us. Because when they get pulled over, all that Christian stuff go out the window. It be, oh, you racist, you this and that, oh, you a cracker, you this and that. You see what I'm saying? You almost sound like you're in the truth, but that shit don't work. So like you
and listen, it's the thing that's missing the most in our community is the wisdom of the Lord. And people think the wisdom of the Lord it's not performative. The wisdom of the Lord is not church. It's not singing and dancing and Jesus, Jesus, God, God, speaking in tongues. I seen a horrible video the other day. This black woman was in church and she's doing like a performance, but she say something about somebody rapping in English, but I can spit it in the spirit. And this bitch started tongue rapping. Hamana, samana, hibada, hamana, samana, hibada, hobada head. And the church people was like, oh yeah. And I'm watching that shit like, this is so shameful and disgusting. These people think this shit is of God. That has nothing to do with the Lord or Jesus. She just spit it in the spirit and started doing the speaking in tongue shit in rhythm. And the people in the church was like she was spitting. This shit blew my mind. God is not performative. Worship and praising the Lord is not performative. Praising and worshiping the Most High is in obeying Him, in taking the words He gave us and finding out how do we live by them, how do we apply them to our lives. That's the wisdom of the Lord. That's what the ISUPK has that no one else has. They don't know how to take these words we reading and actually apply them to how you living in everyday life. And that's what's missing. Karmelo Anthony should have known the white man was the devil and there's nothing good that can be gained from them. If he knew that, in the rain, he would have rather gotten wet than to sit under their tent.
Sir.
To show you that he know the white man was the devil, he had the knife in his bag. To even feel like he needed the knife to protect himself shows that he didn't know the knowledge. He didn't have the wisdom of the Lord. Because the wisdom of the Lord would have let him know, you don't need no knife out. The Lord is with you. You ain't got nothing to worry about. The Lord going to step in for you. So if you at the track meet, just stay away from them devils. You ain't got to worry about a fight or getting jumped. He didn't know it. He didn't know the truth. He didn't have the knowledge of the Most High, and now the brother done lost his life. Over nothing. Over some devils trying to bully him, and he fell right into the trap. You understand?
Sir. No, lie, sir. I was just saying, sir.
Do me a favor. Get Proverbs 16:6 and read down through verse 7. Proverbs 16:6 and verse 7.
Sir. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 verse 6. That's like you. Okay, got you right here, sir. The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 6. By mercy and truth, iniquity is purged, and by the fear of the Lord, men depart from evil. When a man ways pleases the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
Everybody understands that. You
Come,
understand?
come.
By mercy and truth, iniquity is purged. How do you get rid of sin? How do you get rid of wickedness? How do you get rid of, joining our oppressor and worshiping their holidays and putting ourselves at their mercy? Mercy and truth.
Come,
What
come.
mercy? The mercy of the Lord. By
Right.
being at the mercy of the Lord and learning the truth, iniquity is purged.
Come, come.
Sin is done away with. If I knew that disobeying the Lord put me at the mercy of the white man, I would obey God.
Come, come.
Church doesn't teach us that. Imagine if church taught that if you disobey God, then you put yourself in harm's way of the white man. Think of how many lives would be saved with just that simple truth.
Right.
Just understanding that it's better to be at the mercy of God than it is to be at the mercy of the white man. It would transform so many lives. But the church hasn't taught us that. The church hasn't showed us what this Bible says about getting free of our oppressor, about
Right.
rebelling, about, avenging not ourselves, but giving place to wrath. If we were taught these things, then we would do them. There's millions of black people whose lives would change overnight if they understood that obeying the Most High and putting yourself at the mercy of the Lord takes you away from being at the mercy of the white man. We would all drive our cars a little bit more relaxed. We would all, ride down the road and not worry about the cops getting pulled behind us, because we would make sure that we were ordering our steps and living our lives in a way that we didn't have nothing to fear from the white man. Why? Because we obeying God. My only fear is the Most
Right.
High. Why? Because I know that I'm held to his standard. I'm not worried about what the white man can do to me. The white man can't do nothing to me that the Lord won't allow.
Right.
That's the wisdom that's missing from this world. That's the wisdom that purges iniquity. Everybody understands. And when a man's ways please the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. When your ways please the Lord, even your enemies are at peace with you. Like I told you, we go out there on them streets, those policemen, they respect us. They acknowledge us for our discipline, for our attention to detail, for how seriously we operate. Go ask some of these brothers in these other towns. You watch these videos down there in Texas. Them brothers is in the middle of the Alamo, calling the white man the devil, getting boot kisses. Why are they allowed to do that? Because they not breaking no laws.
Right.
I'll never forget, man, teaching down in D.C. one time. The police came out there. Some white devil was kicking our signs. Police came out there, and it was a brother that had defended us against the devil. The white girl.
It's like it, sir. You talk about red. That's one of the videos that brought me that woke me up, sir. It's like
Most High Christ. Where they locked up, they put the brother in handcuffs.
red, sir. Come cut.
And then they took the brother out of handcuffs and put the devil in handcuffs.
Come cut, sir.
Salakia, where's that video? Do you know where that video is?
Sir, I've been looking for that video for the longest, sir. I could not find it, sir. I remember it was red. Red, what did you learn today? Don't trust no devil.
Okay, his name was Red.
Here come cousin, sir.
Man, look, that was the Lord out there that day. I remember it like it was yesterday. Because it was so evil what they did. Like, the brother was right. The crowd was out there, was paying attention, listening. And the devil came trying to pick the signs, and the brother grabbed her up, you know what I'm saying? And somebody had called the police. Police showed up
and grabbed the wrong person, sir.
And they grabbed the brother. I was like, that's evil as hell. That's racism right there. That's a system that's against us right there. He ain't even do nothing. I was blazing, and they went and let the brother go, man. Went and got the white girl, put her in handcuffs. I was like, man, listen, that day was amazing in that nobody had ever seen nothing like that happen. Not in D.C. You got a black man in handcuffs in the back of the car. You mean to tell me the police took him out of the car, took him out of handcuffs, they got the white girl, put her in handcuffs, and took her to jail for the weekend? Man, that's the Lord. You got to get
right.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
He says like it said, the mercy of the Lord was shown that brother through you, sir. I remember it, sir. That was some power, sir. It's a like.
Nah, that was the mercy of the Lord. It was the mercy of the Lord. And it, listen, if it, man, okay, people don't be understanding sometimes when we break these scriptures down and we talking about this Bible. I know for people that's only known religion, it seems crazy. It seems like, and them niggas be making stuff up. But that was the Lord that day, and that if that brother had went to jail for helping us out, nobody would have ever helped us again.
Come on.
Like it would have been an evil thing. It would have been absolutely evil for that brother to go to jail defending the men of the Lord. But when that brother got out of the police car, they took the handcuffs off of him and then locked the white girl up. For everybody that was there watching, it was like, yo, these niggas is God really with these niggas. It was the Lord showing us that we were doing the right thing, that we were saying the right thing. And so much of our lives, and the truth is that we face situations and circumstances that's impossible to a normal person. You tell somebody what happened and they be like, man, nigga crazy, man. Nigga. And it's like, I wish I was crazy, but it would make more sense if I was crazy. It would make more sense if I was just out of my mind. But the reality is God is real and he's moving for us in ways that other people can actually see.
Right.
And that's amazing. There's so many people that's looking for a miracle. They're looking for a sign from God that he's real. They looking for aliens and looking for this and that. It's just like it was in the days of Christ. Y'all looking for a sign when we are the sign.
Right,
being here, not being on drugs, not celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving, knowing who we are as a people, being able to break this Bible down and apply it to the things going on in the world today. What more signs do you need, nigga?
Right,
we gotta show you that, let you know that we are the men of God, that we are the prophets of the Lord. If you need a sign, you're an evil bastard. If you need a sign, like, if you sit in a class, if you sat in this class for the last 90 minutes and you heard me go in this Bible and break these scriptures down and talk about this Karmelo Anthony case and the Cyrus Belton case and so many other brothers who've lost their lives to the system, you sit through this class and hear these scriptures broken down this way and say, yeah, man, but them niggas think the earth is round and it's flat. You an evil nigga.
Right.
Like if you sit here and hear the Lord and hear these scriptures broken down and you still question us, you still say, yeah, but they believe in more than one wife. You are an evil nigga. You are an evil woman. If you could hear the wisdom of the Lord coming out of these scriptures and say, yeah, but they still wrong about this and that, you are evil. And that's what they did to Christ. They heard Christ teaching, heard Christ speaking, heard the wisdom, seen the miracles. He healing niggas. Blind niggas is seeing. Crippled niggas is walking. You know what I'm saying? Drug addicts is off of drugs. Women who was bleeding for 10 years is not bleeding no more. Hungry people getting fed. You see Christ doing all these things. The niggas say, this is my bread. I break it for you. I mean, this bread is my body. I break it for you. Eat it. And this wine is my blood. I shed it for you. Drink it. And you going to say, oh, nah, man, that nigga told us to eat his body. He crazy. Shame on you. Shame on you for having no faith. If you hear something you don't understand, just chop it up till you ain't understanding it. But don't make the men of the Lord who spoke it wrong and evil.
Right.
How can they be wrong? They right about everything else. Maybe your understanding just hasn't caught up yet. Maybe you just don't really know. Maybe you shouldn't even try to figure that out yet. You'll maybe understand later on down the road. But so many people just look for any reason to go back to living a wicked life that they'll throw away all the good and righteous and honorable things they see the men of the Lord do and say, yeah, but I don't really agree with this thing. So I'm just going, shame on you. Shame on you. You understand? Go ahead. I was going to say something.
It throughout the same couple because I remember when I first started watching the videos, you know what I mean, back in that era when y'all was blazing heavy on the streets back then in Washington, D.C. I was talking to a brother, and the brother tried to say something, but yeah, you know it with no letter J in the Bible, no is this and that. And in my mind, for a split second, I was like, Okay. Now, like, sir, it would have to be the Lord to let me be like, man, fuck that shit. Damn a J. I'm rocking with what they doing right now. That fucking nigga, I see this. You know what I'm saying? It's like you, sir. I mean, like, I ain't worried about that anyway, nigga. I was talking about what I'm saying right now. You know what I mean? So, sir, that J didn't even trip me up like that, sir. It's like,
Listen, it's been something like that for all of us. I remember being young in the truth. I got notes from different scriptures being broken down, and I got question marks next to the breakdown. I got a question mark next to certain things was taught. I'm like, I don't know about that shit. That nigga tripping. But he right about all this other shit. I need help with all this other shit. I can worry about what I don't agree with later. Right now, I need to know this man gonna help me to be better. It's not just understanding the scriptures and being able to break them down. It's the wisdom to apply it. And I thank the Lord that I only ever knew the UPK. I didn't know any other, I didn't know any other groups, any other camps, or nothing like that. So I don't know what these other cats are teaching. What I do know, though, is that they watch us. The other camps watch us for breakdowns. They watch General Hyman. They call us for counsel. The other camps, the Purple Cats, the Butt Plug Camp, all of them call us. Their wives call us for counsel because they recognize we the men of the Lord. So it's like, how could you know that we the men of the Lord but still got your own group? How do you know that you calling us for counsel with your situations? Why don't you just not have a situation over there? Like, I never understood it. You know what I'm saying? And so anybody who knows what we teach and understands the UPK stance and the wisdom that the Lord has given us, why would you want to be divided from us? Why would you want to be separated? Why would you want to do your own thing when the answers are here? The wisdom is here. You understand? And we live in a time the Lord is allowing us to see things like this Karmelo Anthony case because the time is short for us to continue to be at the mercy of our oppressor. The time is ticking to where the oppressor's mercy is not you going to jail. The mercy is going to be we unaliving you. The mercy is going to be we're going to, public execution by way of hanging from a noose. That's where it's going in this place. All the things that's transpiring, they are ready to get to the great evil of their plan, which is to go back to treating us like they did when we was in chattel slavery. Everybody understands? Right. And the Lord is trying to work us up, man. The Lord is trying to reveal to us that these people are the devil and that there's no good that can come from them. And so we should put ourselves at his mercy rather than being at their mercy. Everybody understands? I'm gonna get that. That's gonna be the last scripture I'm gonna get before we close out the class. All right, let me get Romans 13. Let's get Romans chapter 13, and I'm gonna start you off. I'll tell you what I'm gonna start you off at. Hold on. All right, get Romans 13 and 3. Romans 13, 3 and 4. And then drop down to verse 11.
Another one comes, sir. This is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 3. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Without then not be afraid of the power, do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same.
Pause right there. Pause right there. Romans 13 and 3 said, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but to evil. Will thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and he is the minister of God to thee for the same. Meaning what? The white man is the authority in this country. He got the court system, he got the judges, the lawyers, and all of that. Guess what? They are not a terror to good works. If you obeying the Lord and doing everything the Most High said to do, if you doing good works, guess what? The white man is not an authority over you. His power does not mean anything to you.
Right.
You understand? Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. in the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana, we obey all the laws of the Bible. We obey all the laws of the white man. And you know what we get? We get praise. We get respect from them. We get left alone when we go out on the streets. When we out on the streets and an incident occurs, they automatically come and lock up whoever was violating us because we have a reputation that we never violate anybody. We never harm anyone. Everybody understands? Keep reading. Verse 4. Michael, I can't hear you. Brother cut off for a second. All right, he back. Go ahead, Doc. You got it. Michael, are you there? All right, brother, still jammed up. I'm going to go ahead and read it. Romans 13:4. It says, for he is the minister of God to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he bears not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that does evil. Everybody understand? If you do good, you ain't got nothing to fear from the white man. You obey the Lord, you are not at his mercy. If you do evil, though, if you sin, if you disobey the Most High, then you should be very afraid of the white man, because the white man exists to punish those who do evil. And he does not bear the sword in vain. He is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that does evil. And it's unfortunate that Karmelo Anthony did not know this truth. If Karmelo Anthony understood the role that the white man plays in society and in this world, then he would have known to have been at the mercy of the Lord and never at the mercy of the white man. You out there, brothers and sisters, you listening, man, if you doing anything to take chances with your freedom, taking chances with your life, I don't care how broke you are, how much money you need, how much the family's starving, your baby mama getting on your nerves, do not put yourself at the mercy of the white man.
Right.
Do not put yourself in the mercy, put yourself in a position to be judged by these people. Put yourself in the mercy of the Lord. Obey the Most High in all things and let the Most High be the one that you got to answer to for the things that you do. Because if you do good, if you live righteous, you ain't got nothing to worry about when it comes to the white man. But if you sin against the Lord or you disobey him, then the white man is the one that's going to come and punish you. The white man is the one that's going to destroy you. Everybody understands? Jump down to Romans chapter 13, verse 11. You're going to read 11 through 12.
Come, sir. This is the book of Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. That night, it's like the night is far spent. The day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the work of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light.
Everybody understands?
Come.
Paul said here, knowing now that it is high time to awake out of sleep. You understand why? Why is it time to wake up out of sleep? Because our salvation is nearer than when we believe. Right. We don't have a lot of time left, man. We don't have a lot of time to get it right with the Most High. We don't have a lot of time to, get ourselves out from under our oppressor, to stop being at their mercy and to be at the mercy of the Lord.
Right.
The time is coming when we're going to realize that not obeying the Lord is a death sentence.
Okay.
Not obeying the Lord means that you are at the mercy of the white man, and the white man is the greatest beast that has ever existed on the earth, and all he knows how to do is to steal, kill, and destroy. Everybody understand?
Come.
The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the work of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. This is what we must embrace and understand and acknowledge in the wake of these tragedies that we are witnessing occurring. I know people think that we're living in a new age and we're living in a new, society and new technology, but the oppression is still the same.
Right.
The system has always been skewed against us. It didn't start with us being here in America. The Bible is the history of our people having rulers and powers be a terror to them because they would not give good works, because they would not obey the Lord. Let this be the generation of brothers and sisters that learn the truth, change their lives, and become who the Lord called us to be, so that we never have to be at the mercy of these devils ever again.
Come.
With that, clap it up. Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York. Since 1969, we've been teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? The truth is that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians descend from the greatest people that have ever walked the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And in the year 2026, there's nothing more important than for God's chosen people to learn the truth of who we are, where we come from, and what our purpose is on this earth. You brothers and sisters tuning in, if you got family, loved ones, people you care about in the Memphis, Tennessee, Louisiana, Mississippi, or surrounding areas, get them in contact with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. You young men is out there. I seen a couple of young men. I want to acknowledge y'all. You know what I'm saying? The brother, young man Chris out of Mississippi. I want to say, I see you, Ak. Shalom to you. I had a brother, young man Thomas, checking in. Next time, Thomas, let me know what city you checking in from. All right. Of course, all the usual sisters that's checking in, Sister Anaya. I got a brother Jamar, X 1150 checking in. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you in class, Ak. You know what I'm saying? Sister Yakira, the rib of young man Chris. All you new brothers and sisters, man, it's a glorious thing to see y'all in class. Make sure y'all continue to check in when y'all tuning in. For you young brothers out there, if you want to be troopers in the school, man, start wearing all black. You understand? Send me a picture. Get the number off of the page, off the Memphis Facebook page or the YouTube page. Check in with me on Wednesdays, man. Send me them pictures of y'all in all black, so I know you're serious about getting in this work. And y'all continue to check in. Sister Jamie Fan, I see you on the Facebook. Most High Christ to you. Y'all brothers and sisters, man, keep tuning in, keep locking in. Now is the time the Lord is trying to gather us together, and we need to raise up some young soldiers and some sisters, you know what I'm saying, some princesses to really strengthen this work of the Lord down here in the South, man. So y'all keep tapping in. And with that, I'll see y'all for class tomorrow. We'll say shalom, Yahweh Shem, y'all shout out to all the brothers.
Shalom, y'all about Shukata.
And shalom, Yahweh Shema. Most High Christ. I'll see y'all for class tomorrow. Shalom.
Hey, shalom, sir.